Hello everybody, welcome to the wood shop. We're going to be building a shelf as a special request. We'll go through it step by step. And this is a special request for Cheryl Bauer. We'll go through it. We'll go over here to the miter saw, cut our first pieces, get ready to go to the table saw after that. Okay, here we are, miter saw. And what we got to have here is one piece at 16 inches, one piece at 13 inches, one piece at 10 inches. And then we need two pieces at 5.5. Now what I've done here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a bad spot in here, and I've marked this out to make sure I'd have none of this is in my build. So we're going to start out with our longest piece here of 16 inches. Now we'll go ahead and cut one of our 5.5s out here because we're getting close to our bad spot in our board. And I'm just going to go ahead and get this bad spot cut out of this. All right, now back to our pieces. I need a piece of 13. Yep. Bring my leg in here. Need a piece of 10. I need another piece at 5.5. All right, I should take care of. I've got my 16, my 13, my 10, and my two 5.5s. And the rest of it's going to be rips. Okay, move my pieces here to the table saw. We're going to gauge our depth of our wood. Whoop. Got a bad piece. I'll have to go cut another one of those. I didn't catch that while I was still at the table saw. So what we want to do is we just want to make sure we got some good edges. You barely take the edge off. Clean the edges up, make sure we're nice and straight. Just better take about half a blade off the edge of my pieces. I'll do this with all my pieces. And we'll do it on both edges. It's real important for when we go to glue up. All our edges are nice and straight, smooth. Ooh, I didn't see that, but that's going to be a back, so I don't worry about that. You put that on the back, and you'll be good. All right. And we're going to adjust our saw again. Take just a little bit of the edge off. Here we go. I need to go over and cut one more 5.5 pieces, 5.5 inch piece. All right, got that cut. Now we're going to trim it just a little bit. Got to readjust for the first cut. Okay, now we have all our pieces cleaned up. Put that, throw that in the way. Now we need a rip of 1.5 inches. We have to have several small pieces for our little rubs. So we need 1.5 inch rip. We need to get this set to 1.5 inches. There we go. All right. Now we're going to rip this piece. This part's pretty straight, pretty good. We'll just cut this whole piece. Here we go. It's important when you're using the table saw, but don't stop your wood when you're cutting. Always keep moving until you're completely through your cut. All right, this is extra. We have our pieces here. There's all our pieces. We have to cut these on a bevel, and I've got those measurements here. We'll go back over to our miter saw. Okay, as you can see here, you have 2 single roofs and you have a double roof here. So we have to cut our 10-inch, our 13-inch on a 20-degree bevel, and our 16-inch piece has to be cut on a double bevel, or double angle. I'm calling them bevel, but angles. And then we have to cut the bevels on our pieces to go on top. And that's what we'll move over to the binder saw now to complete that task. Okay, here we are. We're going to set our table saw on 20 degrees. And what we'll do is we will line up with our corner, or pencil out. You line up your cut with the corner, and make sure you're using what you want to be the face of your board up, and put it to cut the corner, cut your angle. you end up like this. That's on our 10-inch piece. We also have to do that on our 13-inch piece. Now the way I have my angle set up, my face down is what I'll set my board at. So I figure out which side I want down. If my face down, we're going to go this way. And you see me lift my guard, and that's only for sight. I'm not using it. All I'm doing is sighting up the edge of my blade with the front corner, the outside corner. I'm sighting up the side of my blade because I do not have a laser. And then I'll release my guard, hold my piece steady, and make my cut. It comes out right on that tip. Now we're going to do a double angle on our piece here. Now this piece, we're going to make this the back of the board and the bottom. And we want a double angle on it here. So what we're going to do is you're going to measure how wide it is. We're 3 1/4. So we need 1 5/8 inches to be dead center. And that is where you want to line up your blade, your laser, whatever saw you have with that. I'm off just ahead. Right there. And then we'll flip it over, and we're shooting for where that point is. Flip it over, we're shooting it for where that point is. Oop, get a little higher. Sorry. We're shooting for the edge of the blade to come out to where that little point is right on the top there. And there we go. Right in the middle. All right, so we got our pieces cut, and these are our pitches. Hang on, let me get this out of the way here. Okay, now, using the same angle, we're going to cut our bevels. Now our bevels have to be long to short is the measurements. So I need 2 at 5 inches long to short. So we'll cut this one, cut it off. You're standing your stock up, on edge like this right here, or up against your fence. Cut your first one. All right. Okay, now we have this. This is our long point. We want to be long to short. So what we'll do is we'll take our long point, and it'll be outside away from our fence. We're not going to adjust our saw. Now you can adjust your saw another direction if you want to. That is completely up to you, whatever your preference is. But I'm leaving my angles the same way because all I'll do is measure from my long point. We're going to go 5 inches to our short point. Like so. Now I should set up a stop block, but I've moved things around. I don't have everything in a perfect place right now. So you want to line up your blade with the edge of your mark at the edge of your board, and that is going to be your short point. Now if you're off a hair, it's not going to hurt nothing. And there is your 5 inches short to long. And you got to have 2 of these. So what we'll do is we'll set this one right on top of it like so. Line up your end. Put our blade down. Slide over till we touch. Still flush here. Good to go. Cut our other one. Now we have our 2 5-inch short to long that we need. Now we need 2 that are 3 inches long to short. We need 3 inches. Oop, tape measure everywhere to see it. There we go. 3 inches long to short. Again, line your blade up. If you have a laser, that's great. I wish I did. And there's our 3 inches. Long to short. I gotta have one more just like that. And I'm gonna mark this one because that's a little bit too much. I'm gonna mark this like so. Line my blade up. And now we got our 3 inches long to short. And that is all our pieces cut. All right, now we have our pieces. I have my 3 clamps. We're going to glue these up. The edges are nice and clean. That's why we run them through the table saw. Nice, clean, no gaps. We're going to begin our glue up. Oh, thought I wiped that off. Okay. Get my little pick here, get this glue, this hard snot out of here. All right. First thing you want to do before you glue it up is mark so you don't take glue too far. There's my pencil. I'm going to mark it here, flushing my ends up, bottom ends, and I'm going to go here. That way I know where that glue is going to stop on those. The glue's going to go that way. That'll be the glue to that one. That way that glue's on there just properly. And this is going to get glue on this one. The glue onto that one. Yep, just like that. Now if you stain it, sugar boogie, or whatever you want to put on it, burn it, scorch it, however, it's all completely up to you. This side's on this one. I need to put just a little bit more on there. That wood soaked it up. Let's put just a little bit more on you. All right. Lay them down, line up my edges, slide them together. Give her a little rub. That glue starts setting up. Another way is you can start letting that glue kind of dry just a little bit. Get really tacky and then put them together. Because sometimes the edge grain will soak it up, but not as much as end grain. Line up your bottom edge, slide them together. Rub them together a little bit. All right. Take a board, push everything down nice and flush, straight across the bottom. Now, put my one good clamp in the middle. Put a little bit of pressure. I wouldn't pressure it too much or you'll make the wood start doing this. I mean, I've got big clamps and stuff, but there's no need for large clamps for this part. All right. We got that part. Okay, well, we got this setting up, letting it dry. Excuse me. We're going to work on getting some pocket holes. Now, you don't have to do pocket holes if you don't want to. I just happen to have one of the pieces and I'm going to do it. I'm going to put 2 pocket holes on each piece. Placement of the pocket holes, not really an issue. Place them wherever you want. What I'm trying to do is place them to where I get one in each board with the pockets. See if what I got this set on. Oh, need my glasses. Cannot read without my glasses. All right, we are set on 3/4, and it is the product we are working with. My trusty drill. Locked in. That was. Yes, we see one. That's right now. There, catch 2 boards. What do you think? When I place this on here, I'm attaching to the first board and the board. Same way with the other, they'll be higher, they'll attach to the first board and the board. Make sure it sits flat on there. And there we go, we have our pocket holes. You're a bit. Don't need long, it's just one grab. We'll be using 1.25" screws. Gotta have 4 of them. Get those laid out here. Set them over here to the side for right now. We got our 4 pocket hole screws. Now, and I got to get a 3/8 drill bit, which will be for our dowel rods. Oh, it's up here. 3/8. Here. Now, our dowel rods. This is from left to right on our numbers. If I remember correctly, it was 1 inch, 2 3/8, and 3 3/4. So we'll mark 1 inch, 2 3/8, 3 3/4. Make double sure that that last one. Yeah, something ain't right there. What did I do wrong? 1 inch, 2 3/8, 1 inch, 2 inch, 2 1/8, 1 inch, 2 1/8, 1 inch, 2 1/8, 3 3/8. Yes. 1 inch, 2 1/8, 3 3/8. And that should be fine. Yes, that'll be fine. You can put them anything you want. You put them at any point you want. Then what we're going to put them, we're going to bring them up 1 inch from the bottom. You want to use a small drill bit, drill your pilot hole before you drill your full 3/8 to help with blowout. You do not have to drill all the way through if you do not want to. That is whatever your preference is. So they're not so sharp edges all the way around, except for the roof parts. You want those to stay nice and straight. And I'm going to do the same thing, except for the back part. Do not round your edges off. This is the back pocket holes. Do not round the back edges off or you'll have gaps and stuff. You can do your ends and your front of your ship. Got that. And the roof pieces, they need to be sanded, but they're kind of difficult to sand here. So we'll sand them after we get those on. You really only need to sand the end, the top side. So we'll leave it at that. So you take your pieces, and what we want to do is get our glue. On your pieces up there. Or about the best way to do this is set it to where, put your finger down here at the end. That's the part that hangs over down here. And just put a little bit of glue right here. We're going to put brads in it, so you don't have to have a lot of glue. Spread your glue. I put a little bit too much there. And place your piece on. Give it a little rub, let that glue start dry up a little bit. Move on to your next one. Like so. Okay, I apologize that. For some reason, the camera shut off. I guess I got ghost in the woodshed. All right. What it cut off last was me putting the little rubs on. Hang on, let me readjust the camera again. Down here. All right. So what it stopped at was me putting the little rubs on. And what I did, put a little glue on them and took my nailer. And you should be able to see it. Yes. Okay. Popped a couple brads in it. 3 brads in each little one here. And that'd be good. Then I turn it around. Get ready to put my shelf on it. Now I haven't put the screws in it yet. What I did is you line it up with your edge and flush with your bottom. Put a little glue on it. Put it in place. Wiggle it a little bit. Let it sit. Don't. While that glue's wet, don't try putting them screws in it right away. It'll make it move. You got a good, well, I wouldn't say it will make it move. You got a chance of it making your shelf move. Let that glue set a little while. We're going to do the same thing with this shelf. We're going to set it up here roughly about 6 inches from the bottom. Measure from the bottom to the bottom of your shelf, roughly 6 inches. This is a preference only. Whatever you want. You can put it way up here if you want it. You can put it way down here if you want it. I move it about 6 inches to the bottom. Is about where I want it. Make sure you have your square handy. We're not going to put any lines because you can't get rid of the lines with a pencil line once you get this in place. But that's where we want it. And put a little glue on the bottom of it. Spread your glue out good. You don't have to have a lot here. All this is for like a temporary clamp holding it. If you got CA glue, use the CA glue. Flush with your edge, square with your build. And we're going to leave it just like that right there. We'll leave it like that for a few moments. Now, what we need to do is get our dowel rods. Probably should already had these cut, but I didn't do that. Got to go over here and get them. And what we want is 2-inch pieces of dowel. That'll leave, and that's all preference. What you want. You can have them longer, shorter. I just use 2 inches. That leaves you 1.25 inches hanging out once you put these in. Move my glasses so I don't knock them down. There's my pencil. Up there hidden. All right. Got me a little mark there for where my 2 inches are. Nope. Need 3 of them. We got our 3 dowels. Wipe the glue off the end of this. Gumming up. A little glue around the end of your dowel. Now, if you didn't drill your holes all the way through, you could just put glue in your hole. I put the glue, or I drilled all the way through, so I just put the glue on the dowel. And then we're just going to put it in there like so. That's my next project. I'm going to build me a mallet when my wood gets here. There, that hit bottom. Wipe the excess off of that one. Go to the next one. Hit bottom. Now, depending on what you do, whether you how you paint it, do whatever it is you want to do to finish it, that's all up to the eye of the beholder. The first one I've done, let's see, what did I put? I believe that's oak stain that I put on that. Here we go. Got my dowels in there. That one, my drill jumped on me and it's off, but you know, hey, it's made out of yellow pine. Okay. Now I haven't put my pocket screws in yet, but we'll get down here a little bit. There we go. Like that. And then the next thing after that you'll want to do is do your keyhole slot or special type of hanger you want to hang on the back of. You want to use one of the wire hangers, and all that is, it's up to how your build, you want your build to look. So now I'm gonna put my pocket screws in. Just use 1.25 inch pocket screws. Use a set here. Just get them down in there snug. There you go. No screw holes or nothing on the back. Clean up the back here. Okay, after you clean up the back, everything, sand, work on your sanding. Sanding your edges, get the sharp, really sharp edge off of them. Got a little bit more to do here. You can do this by hand. Did all that earlier. All right, we got that. So basically we're done, other than your hanger, as I explained earlier. Now, if you want to cover your pocket holes, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. Now I'm not, with this one, I'm not going to worry about it right now. But there's your finished product. Nice, simple little build. You can do different variations of it if you like. but I'll leave a cut list in the description. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hope you get some enjoyment out of the build. Thank you very much.